An extremely common question in the studio, is my driver swing and iron swing the same? Especially for newer golfers, I get asked this all the time. I'm going to go through the main differences now, how we can change our setup to help us hit the driver efficiently, and also go through how that relates to something called low point. So excited about this one, let's get into it. So firstly, I'm going to talk you through low point, okay? I'm going to start with an iron, or it relates to fairway woods as well, anything like when the ball's on the floor or very small tee. I want you to picture now, as I make my golf swing, put a trace on this head. This club head makes what's called a swing arc around me, okay? So it raises up, it's on its way down, hits its lowest point, and it starts to work its way back up. Very similar. My trusty hula hoop, okay? So picture this as your swing arc. When the ball's on the floor or low tee, we want that lowest point after the ball. So that club comes down, hits the ball, makes contact with the ground, or it hits its lowest point, and then it starts to work its way up from there. If we start to get that low point behind the ball, when the ball's on a low tee or the floor, you can start to see how that's going to encourage your sort of heavy shots, fat shots, where we catch the ground early, and your thins and tops where club's already working its way up as it gets to the ball. So we control this lowest point with something called a pressure shift. I'll do a video on that later going into more in depth, but essentially our lowest point, scientifically somewhere around here where kind of everything lines up, but just think in the middle of the chest, much simpler. If I'm taking my iron stance here, from there I make my swing and I put weight on my right as I load back. Naturally, if I keep my weight on my right foot and don't really shift my pressure to my left, my chest stays behind the ball, club comes down, hits the ground early, hits its lowest point early, we start to get that early ground contact. A shift would be something where we take it away, load on our right side, and we shift our pressure to our left, and then as we're coming down and through, my chest now is past the ball. I've got a little bit less weight on my right foot, more weight on my left. From there, we get that ground contact in the right place. That will naturally give you a descending angle of attack. So on to driver. It's generally well known that we need to be hitting up with driver to optimize our distance. Only way you can do that is to get that low point before the ball. Okay, everything past the low point is working its way up. So naturally, that's going to help you hit up on driver. So if we get that low point past the ball, like we do with irons, we get that descending angle of attack. So we're hitting down on it from there. A few things we can do in setup to make this easier for ourselves. We pop the ball 1.5 inches inside that left heel. We take a nice wide stance to support our speed. So heel's just outside my shoulder there. From there, when I take my grip, handles a little further forward so I get this natural shoulder tilt here. I don't have to force it. If we force it, we can't rotate. So that natural shoulder tilt there. And then just a little bit of a hip bump. It's going to pop that heel, that hip just inside your heel. Again, giving you that nice natural tilt. From here, we can put all this tilt in at the start if we want to. If we take that out through the swing, we're going to get our chest past the ball. And then we get that descending angle of attack, less carry, horrible low spinny shots. So we get that set up in a good spot. From here, as we rotate, we still shift with the lower body to create our power, but I increase that tilt through the ball. Now my sternum is put behind the ball, which means everything after that is going to be working its way up. Okay, before we move on, hit like, hit subscribe. My lesson availability is also in the caption as well, so check that out. We move on to fairway woods now, okay? So people tend to think that we need to hit these like a driver. It's not the case. That's why we get a lot of people top in fairway woods. We do want to be a little bit shallower, so we want to be as descending with these as we do with irons and wedges. However, the club's longer, and we have this ball further forward in our stance, not quite as far forward as driver, but further forward than irons. Being further away because the club's longer ball further forward, this naturally shallows us out. So I'd rather you feel like you're swinging these like an iron than a driver. And then as long as you're on top of your setup, the rest of it should take care of itself. Okay, a couple of dead, easy, repeatable drills for this. Got alignment sticks here, about 2 inches apart. One on the right hand side is going dead in the middle of my stance. I'm going to put my hands across my chest, take my golf posture. I'm going to rotate away. For driver, I'm going to shift lower body as normal. I'm going to feel like my sternum doesn't get past that stick in the middle of my stance. So sternum stays right over here as I rotate them. Chest feels like it's pointing more to the sky and not getting past this stick here. Irons, I'm going to take same rotation away, same lower body movement. From here, I'm going to get my chest covering the stick on the left here. That's getting my low point further forward for those iron shots. Another dead easy one. Glove logo facing the target, palm just outside your lead leg. I'm going to go back. We're going to come through, give myself a low 5. See the center of my chest is pointing more to the floor and over this stick. Driver, shoulder height, palm to the floor. I'm going to rotate back. I'm going to give myself a low 5. Here, chest is opened up more to the sky and it's over that stick on the right hand side. Two really easy, repeatable drills. This is the main reason you find people say, I'm hitting my driver well, but not my irons, and vice versa. It's because if I put my driver shift onto an iron shot, I'm going to get low point too far back and very inconsistent ground contact, very inconsistent results. Vice versa, if I have my iron shift with a driver, we get that descending angle of attack, we get kind of low rising spinny shots. So there we go, it's a brief insight onto the differences with shift and low point in driver irons fairway woods. Hope this really helps the game. Like I say, check out my lesson availability in the caption and I'll catch you in the next video.